Of course we understand the anger. A story today, a story this last few weeks. Two boys, aged 8, aged 11, crossing an invisible yellow line, were shot. The Israeli occupying forces say it was in self-defense. That's the situation just now. They were out collecting firewood. It's raining here in Stirling. It's cold. Today in Gaza, there are people in tents. People we know are in tents. They're freezing cold. They're doing everything they can. There's a state of lawlessness being deliberately created there. This is the situation we have. So we need grassroots, non-violent demonstrations, actions for Palestine, and we must have that around the world. When I go to different towns, I see these actions and I think, who are we? And we're not people for one small group of self-interested people. What do I see? I see young, I see old, I see men, I see women, I see black, I see white, I see Jews, I see Muslims, I see atheists. One thing in common, we're humanitarian, and we're fighting a humanitarian cause. There's an expression, I never quite understood it, we're all Palestinians. But I understand that now. There's a repression that's going on. Not only do we support the Palestinians, we support the fight to end repression around the world, but particularly in Palestine, as we see just now. So that's who we are, and we want a solution. I've been brought up all my life to believe things like two-state solution. A two-state solution is not a solution because it doesn't identify the problem. If we want a solution to a problem, we need to know what the problems are, who's doing them, and then how we can stop that. The two-state solution is an arrogant, it's an ignorant phrase which implies some kind of symmetry, which implies some kind of, oh, we can see it from both sides. You can have a two-state solution, might be a strategy, might be a stage, but it's not up to other countries to tell the Palestinians how to divide their country, how many states they will need. Even if you had an Israeli state, if it still has apartheid, it's illegal. So at the moment, what are the problems? We know what the problems are. Two-state solution doesn't address that. It's apartheid. Apartheid, they lead to the ethnic cleansing. They lead to we have illegal settlers, and we have the genocide. And the genocide has not stopped. It's still going on. The pace may be slower, but we have it in different ways. We have 4 different ways United Nations have called this a genocide. 4 different separate ways, independently. These all mean it's a genocide going on. One is the bombing. One is the deliberate starvation of people. One is the deliberately killing the next generation, shooting pregnant women in the stomach, young men in the testicles, blowing up sperm banks. That alone tells you it's a genocide. We have a state of lawlessness just now, deliberately created, and that's the situation in Gaza. So we are here to, that's me looking at it from the Palestinian, which must be our starting point, but we have to look to our own country, because our own country is broken. We need to rebuild our own country. We have censorship and we have government involvement. 2 things that we must campaign for. When we have campaigns, the campaigns are to educate ourselves from this censorship we've had for a lifetime. We need education so that people know what is happening and what is happening in our name. Keir Starmer would like to, he says all sides should be acting in good faith. He's implying that we are not one of these sides. In fact, UK is one of these sides. The censorship I was talking about, how many of us, include myself in this, knew about the Balfour Agreement? If it wasn't for the Dr. Anna Sarwar and people in Palestine telling us these things, and the responsible social media, we would never know about this. I didn't know about the Balfour Agreement. I didn't know about the Nakba. I didn't know about the conditions you might have saw in Palestine 36 of the British Army not only helping the Zionists, but also teaching them collective punishment, so that the civilian people would be punished, so that they would betray those who are trying to protest them. This is the kind of information that has been kept from us. Now, when I look around, I see many of you will know all this now. But did we know it 10 years ago? I could say I didn't. Not fully. Not as much as I should have. What about today? What's going on? What's been censored from us today? What are politicians and the media not talking about? I don't know if you know about the UK-Israeli Roadmap 2030. I don't know if you've heard of that. But you can Google it, you can look it up. There it is. It's hidden in plain sight. When I mean hidden in plain sight, it's there for everyone to see, but we don't know it's there because none of the political parties will talk about it, and none of the media will talk about it. But this roadmap actually spells out the UK and Israel partnership, diplomatic ties. You know, Isaac Herzog comes into Keir Starmer's office. We don't know what he was talking about. They never asked, why is he here? This is the guy that signs bombs, £2,000 bombs, that gets dropped on innocent civilian people. He's talking to him as part of diplomatic ties. That's just one example. We have trade ties. This is all written in the 2030. It was the previous government, and it was written in 2023 by the previous government. It was really just reinforcing what we've been doing for decades and decades. Trade agreements, military ties, developing new software, developing intelligence for spyware, doing all this kind of work. It's written down that Britain will work with Israel, and it's still there. We should be asking our government to disband this 2030 Israeli-UK roadmap. But people don't know about it. Do we know about the B-61 bombs the UK is wanting to buy from America? I thought the Cold War was over. These are thermonuclear gravity bombs. People don't know what thermonuclear gravity bombs, because they're not told. Bombs are 10, 100 times greater than the bombs dropped in Nagasaki. £1 billion for one. UK's at the moment working to buy this. And the F-35s. The F-35s, the new version could carry these. So if you join the RAF, you might be asked to carry one of these B-61s. I read it somewhere in a wee article somewhere. B-61, what is that? Nobody really knows, nobody really has got really any information on that. Look it up, you'll find it was a thermonuclear bomb. A thermo means heat greater than that of the sun. So we need a first stage nuclear bomb to get that amount of heat, like the kind of bomb that was dropped in Nagasaki or Hiroshima. Second stage bomb, it's a nuclear fusion bomb. These new bombs have never been used in warfare, but the UK is buying them to appease Trump so we get a better trade deal. Lastly, I want to talk about something else that's been hidden from us. The hunger strikers. Yes. Yesterday, I saw an Amnesty International stall, and quite rightly, they were talking about injustices in different parts of the world. People being held illegally, because they stood up to what was going on in their country. But they didn't know, not their fault, that we have 6 hunger strikers in Britain just now. They are being held without trial. They are not getting bail. Their guilt, their flaws, what their crime was trying to make the public aware of Elbit systems, an Israeli manufacturer which manufactured bombs like cluster bombs. They were dropped in Lebanon 2 weeks ago. We need to be aware of the censorship that we have still to this day. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.